Welcome, everybody. I'm here to talk about Armaldo, and I am super hyped for these guys as well. Um, they were pretty fucking bad. Bulk was okay, middling at best. I mean, obviously, like it was pretty tanky. It had a solid HP stat. I guess a solid HP stat, good defense, solid SPDF, but it's just not enough. Rock Bug is actually a pretty good typing. It only has 2 weaknesses, but it actually does lack resistances. It only has 2 resistances, so overall I'd say it's an okay defensive typing at best. It's kind of just whatever. I mean, those resistances are pretty good, poison normal, but regardless, buffs here. So, big speed boost. It has 66 base speed now. If you check out the speed tier guide down below, you can see exactly where he stacks up currently, although you're not really running fast sets unless you're running Rock Polish or Swift Swim, both of which are or Agility for early game, but obviously Rock Polish is strictly better, because Rock Polish now gives you an accuracy boost. Also, yeah, tons of moves or buffs are changed in this hack, basically every single move. So if you are new here, welcome, by the way, and if you're new here, or if you're returning and you haven't checked it out yet, definitely check out the description down below. There is a link to a very detailed Google Sheet. You can see all of the move buffs and changes. There's 130 plus new moves and all kinds of other awesome new stuff, and all kinds of moves or buffs are changed, so definitely check those out. Speaking of, for my returning viewers, I changed a couple of the moves, like breaking swipe type moves to drop both, Mystical Fire, etc. I changed those moves to always drop stats, Struggle Bug, etc. They drop both attack and special attack now, just to make it better and more consistent and less confusing as to which one does which. And that actually is relevant here because they do get Skid or Smack, which is a very good option. Drops both offensive stats by 170 base power, good stab. Obviously, you also have other great incredibly powerful stab, which I'll get into in a second. So, yes, there are still Rock Bug. There are other Rock Bug types that I actually had to balance around Armaldo. There are 3. There is Armaldo, there is Crustle, and then there is Shuckle. I was planning on Wormadam Sandy Cloak being Rock Bug as well. However, I'm opting to actually keep the Bug ground type on that. But anyways, Armaldo, so Shuckle is not competition. Shuckle is purely a defensive Pokemon. I'm not even going to bother talking about how Shuckle would conflict with them, but Crustle will be very different from Armaldo because of the abilities and the stat distribution, which I'll get to when we get to Crustle. But all I'll say is that Crustle is a lot bulkier and also very strong, but not nearly as strong, and it doesn't have a way to boost its speed like Swift Swim. So that's the main differences between them. So that's really awesome. But yeah, Armaldo's an absolute menace now. So you have access to, of course, Swift Swim, which is very easy, and I'll talk about that later. But both of them also have a new ability. So Armaldo has Ruthless, which is great. Ruthless, if you are new here, is a new ability. Works like Sniper. Tons of new moves function with Ruthless. Some of them are guaranteed crit moves, which means those will just always be boosted by a massive 50% on top of the crit. So for example, First Impression is a 90 base power move. Sorry, it's a 60 base power move that always crits now. So that's a TM, tons of Pokemon. Basically, every single one of these Pokemon has access to First Impression, and also just a lot of physical attackers have it now via TM. And Armaldo gets Stab First Impression with Ruthless. That is not unique. Stuff like Pinsir, Heracross, Scizor, Beedrill, Ariados, etc. have that right now, and of course more will get it, but it doesn't make it any less of an incredible offensive tool, being a priority move that's so fucking strong. Of course you can only use it when you first switch in. You can also use First Impression with things like Finishing Blow or U-Turn. Finishing Blow being another crit move, U-Turn just having good synergy because you can switch out and get that good damage off 75 base power stab move, or you can of course use Parting Shot for that utility. Both are utility moves, but you understand the point there. Finishing Blow is great. That is another really powerful Ruthless move that it becomes, as you can see here on this little graph or little guide, you can see it's basically 80 base power. Very, very good. That gives you +3 attack when you kill something, so that's very, very powerful. Armaldo also gets access to Surging Strikes and Wicked Blow and Stab Stone Edge. So basically for Stab, 100% crit rate moves it as Stone Edge, First Impression, and Finishing Blow. And then for coverage it has Wicked Blow and Surging Strikes. And those are all incredibly powerful moves with Ruthless. You already have an incredible base 128 attack stat, so when you add in the Ruthless boost on top of an item boost, for example, or something else with these sets, because keep in mind, with the 100% crit moves, you don't have to run a Sculpt Lens. So the common Ruthless moves are these right here. These, there's a move for almost every type here. And Armaldo, of course, has access to Stab, Jagged Edge, and Stab excuse me, Stab, X Scissor, both of which are 157 base power with the scope lens equipped, and those will of course always crit. And another benefit of Ruthless is that it also bypasses stuff like Intimidate, which is a very prevalent ability in this hack, and it also bypasses stuff like Parting Shot, Battle Cry, Charm, etc. All kinds of reliable ways that people will be dropping your attacks. Ruthless doesn't give a shit about any of those, which makes counterplay a lot harder. Doesn't make it overpowered because it's still very easy to just slap a priority move or a sash or whatever else on your Pokemon and deal with it. But you gotta think a little bit more outside of the box than simply just spamming debuffs, which is will get you through a lot of other offensive crap. If you're smart about it. So that's really, really useful. Of course, it's useful for you as well. You're Intimidate and stuff. It's always great. Yeah, Stab, Jagged Edge, and X-Scissor, and then you of course have Razor Shell, Laceration, Night Slash, and am I missing one? I feel like I'm missing one. Razor Shell, Laceration, Night Slash, Slash, which is like earlier on. You get that before you evolve. I think that's it, I guess. Oh, and Cross Poison. I knew there was something. Yeah, Cross Poison. All those are great. Okay, those are all very good coverage options. And then, of course, Wicked Blows, Surging Strikes. You can run boosting into those. Those are incredibly powerful for the late game. Of course, you have access to Jagged Edge and all that other stuff in the earlier in the game, which is great. So yeah, that's that for Ruthless. Great ability. Okay, just having that first impression is so strong. Oh, you love it. I love that move so much. Probably my favorite move, honestly, as you can probably tell. Yeah, otherwise, Armaldo has a lot of other great buffs, so it's a lot tankier. It has the same HP stat as creatively now because they are pretty much the same size. Like, they're the same height, I believe. Yep, they're both 4'11", and they actually weigh very similar amounts. So I was like, you know what? Also, it's just a big fucking bulky shrimp thing, So he's a shrimp, I believe. Some type of weird, like, mantis shrimp type thing. Not a mantis shrimp, sorry, but you understand. Also, I know Anorith is a trilobite? Trilobite? Is that what it's called? Yeah, trilobite. These things are fucking sick. Might be another kind, actually, but I don't know. I fucking love I low-key like Anorith more than Armaldo. Armaldo's awesome, super underrated Pokemon as well, but Anorith is really cool. Anorith is 10 points faster than Armaldo, and it has Tinted Lens, which is a great offensive ability. That will be great for up until you evolve at 34. You should evolve either just in time for Olivia or slightly after Olivia, in time for, like, How and Melee City. So once you reach Ulu Island, you'll be evolved for sure. Almost surely. Maybe like 1 or 2 battles in, you'll be evolved. But of course, Anorith, you do have the fossil for Makala Island as well. And that's just a very good Pokemon. It's fast, it's strong, and they have access to so much priority. So not only do you have that first impression TM, which is incredibly powerful with Ruthless, you also have access to Aqua Jet, Crippling Strike, and Accelerock, all of which are you have Crippling Strike and Accelerock for Stab, and then Aqua Jet, of course, becomes essentially Stab under Swift Swim. Under Rain, or it's just a nice coverage option. You also have stuff like Liquidation, Aqua Tail, Razor Shell, Dive, Crab Hammer, and Surging Strikes for water coverage. Funnily enough, they actually didn't get Rain Dance before. I thought that was fucking hilarious, especially because of how many Pokemon get Rain Dance for no reason. You would think that these guys would, but Pokemon's fucking weird, man. Who knows why they didn't give it. Yeah, other great stab options. Also, tons of good coverage. Of course, with the Ruthless moves are great coverage. You also have stuff like Earthquake, Close Combat, Superpower. Solar Blade, technically you could use that. Takedown is great. You get all kinds of awesome stuff. Water coverage is obviously great, especially in the rain. You get that rain boost. Very tanky, so 86 HP, 125 defense. If you read the Dex entries, it talks about how it's enormous retractable claws and cut through almost anything. Its entire body is clad in sturdy armor and blah, blah, blah. Its body is very sturdy, so I think having a great defense stat also makes a lot of sense for Armaldo. And it also has a good speed F stat, again, because of that sturdy armor. So you could run a really mean Assault Vest set on Armaldo for some boss fights, max HP, max attack. You get that AV boost, and your Leech Life would be incredible with that as well, because Leech Life is buffed. It is only 60 base power now, however, instead of healing 50% of damage you deal, it heals 100%, which is insane. So yeah, you can click that Leech Life with Assault Vest and just become super fucking tanky. And of course you have priority stuff like First Impression, so you could run like a Ruthless, First Impression, Assault Vest, Leech Life, whatever you want to do. I don't know, there's so many things you could run, okay? Also, you have Bulk Up and Swords Dance for setup. Swords Dance being especially great under Rain, or with your priority moves, of course, Bulk Up or Swords Dance. So, for example, Bulk Up Leech Life is incredible. Same with Swords Dance plus priority, Creeping Strike, or Accelerock. It's just a great fucking monster of a Pokemon. You love to see it. I mean, super underrated, and I'm really happy with how awesome and strong it is now. I don't think I need to talk too much else about stuff. I mean, you have like Rapid Spin, which gives you a speed boost. Again, tons of great coverage moves. Rock Polish giving you an accuracy boost is really cool for stuff like Crab Hammer, and Surging Strikes and Wicked Blow and Stone Edge and all these slightly inaccurate moves. So that's really nice. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I guess I could say T-Spike's a good utility, Parting Shot's good utility. You actually have access to a reliable recovery move. Basically, every Pokemon in a hack gets access to a reliable recovery move now, just to facilitate, because there is no healing items in this hack. You can't use them in battle. So, you have Molt for healing, although later on you'll get Leech Life anyways. So, but Molt is still nice. It's just bug type recover, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think I covered everything here. I want to try to get these a little bit briefer because I know people like to watch shorter videos. So I think I talked about everything. I won't go on too much longer. Keep in mind, every move is buffed or changed. So again, I implore you to just check it out in the description and just look at all this stuff for yourself in the Google Sheet, because there's tons of other little stuff I didn't mention here and other little cool things they can do. Keep in mind in this ROM hack, you also do have access to infinite usability capsules and instant EV training, so you can easily just switch your EVs around. For example, one boss fight, you switch on Swift Swim with your ability capsule, infinite use, and then you remove your EVs and add max attack, max speed. Or what you can actually do is, so essentially Armaldo has 66 base speed, right? So with 0 speed investment, you're hitting 336, which is not that great, but like, it's pretty respectable. For example, 336 speed is like what? 108? No, it's too high. 102, 103? Yeah. So you outspeed base 103 speed Pokemon with 0 speed investment under Rain. And obviously in competitive, that's not going to fucking cut it, in 6v6 singles, because everything's running fast. The fast things are running speed. Or even the middling speed things are running speed, because speed is key. But in-game, you actually have the freedom to plan ahead. So you actually can just speed creep shit. So you can only put in as many EVs as you need to defeat that trainer's team. So for example, if you go to the speed tier guide, you can check out exactly where you would need to outspeed. Say, for example, the fastest Pokemon on the team has 114 base speed, for example. You would only need to run like, what, 114, so we need to, 114 hits 359, so you only need to get to like 54? That's too much, actually. 48? Yep. You only need 48 speed investment with a neutral speed nature to outspeed a base 114 speed Pokemon. And at max speed with a neutral speed nature, you hit 462 speed, which is huge. I mean, that's overkill. You don't need that much speed in game, obviously, because oh shit, I didn't mean to type something there. In game, you don't need that much speed because things aren't running Scarf, because choice items fucking suck on AI because they don't know how to switch out. So I would only ever run choice items on Tinted Lens Pokemon, or if they have a switch move or something. Otherwise, or if their dual stab coverage is just absolutely godly. Even then, it's not great. I'd rather just slap a Life Orb on them in that case. Anyway, and for trainers, of course, because the AI can't switch out, or they only do it with certain moves or whatever. So, yeah. I think I covered everything here. I'm going on some tangents, so I'll leave it off there. I think that's the time for me to shut up. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys, I hope you Armaldo that was out there happy with this. I really am. Armaldo's fucking sick, so. Bug is my favorite type, or alongside Poison, so I'm really happy with this cool-ass fucking guy. He also has the same abilities as Kabutops. That is intentional. There is another non-fossil crustacean-esque... no, they're all crustaceans, yeah. Crustacean Pokemon that is dual-typed that has the ability to Swift Swim and Ruthless. There are 3 of them. Armaldo, Kabutops, and then 1 more make a trio, and I think that's really cool. Obviously, all 3 of them are different types. And Kabutops is by far the fastest, but it's also not as bulky as Armaldo and the other one, which we'll get to when we get to them. But yeah, super hyped for all those guys. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll leave it up there. Bye-bye.